Does life ever happen to you causing you to miss a workout? Do you get really stressed if you miss a workout? Do you feel like missing one workout is going to screw up the whole training plan? Well, if you said yes to any of those questions, you are like me and every other triathlete I know. So what do you do? The short answer is don't stress, because no, it will not screw up your whole training plan. You won't even lose any physical fitness by missing 1 or 2 or 3 days of training. Let's not go there. So it's not a concern physically. Actually, mentally missing a day of training can actually be more difficult for you. It's not actually missing the workout that does something mentally to us. It's the beating that we give ourselves because we were supposed to do a workout and we didn't do it. So the most important thing that you can do is stop that, first of all. Accept that life happened, and this is going to be a rest day. I know that's really easy for me to say, but the truth is life happened, and now you got to treat it as a rest day and focus on how that rest is actually going to give you a better quality workout for the next workout. Do not sit in the car and stress about how you should be at the pool. Do not think about how you could be out running while you're taking care of your sick daughter or your son. Do not continue to think about what you're missing out on while you're doing what you had to do to take care of whatever in life happened that day. This includes not complaining all night to your spouse about how your boss kept you late and so you weren't able to do your workout. I've never done that, have I? No, of course not. We all do it in some capacity, so let's start now to become aware. Do not do that. Accept the rest day. Let's move on. We'll be better mentally and physically for it. You already know that you won't lose any physical fitness, so do what you got to do that life threw at you, and then focus on how your muscles are recovering and how mentally you're going to be better prepared for the next workout. It's not helpful to do anything else in terms of thinking about what went wrong or what you're missing out on. This is certainly much easier said than done, and there are some specific mental training strategies that you can do, but we'll save that for another video. You've got to deal with the mental, emotional piece of that aspect of training, because I've had people who have had great weeks of training. At the end of the week say, how was it? They had 6 great days because they missed the one day, and they'll say, I didn't get all my workouts in. I missed that day. And that's what you're focused on. So don't be focused on that. You had 6 solid days. And again, it's not going to be detrimental to your training. Now, if it starts happening a lot, well, that's where we'll sit down and start talking. Should we rearrange your schedule? Is this something that we can, work around? But until that happens one day, not a big deal, even though we often make it a big deal. Okay, now that you've accepted it mentally and emotionally, what do you actually do? So the simplest thing is actually just to count that as a rest day and then move on to the next regular scheduled workout. Done, end of story, you're not thinking about it again. Now, while that is the simplest option and it'll work just fine, you could actually have a little bit better plan by shifting your workouts, slightly, which is okay, but then at some point, especially if you have long rides and long runs on Saturday, Sunday, or the weekends, those are going to be shifted, at least one of them, into a Monday. And can you actually do a long ride or a long run on Monday? And even if you can, at some point it spills over to the next week's worth of workouts. So you have to take a rest day or modify somewhere at some point. And so just by missing this one day, now you're focused on adjusting 3 to 7 days of training. And so that can be fine, but it can really just be unnecessary stress that you don't need. And so then going back to the simplest option of just taking that rest day and moving on. So now if you have a coach, this is where the coach can come in and do the work for you. They can adjust the schedule slightly if you weren't able to get your swim or your run in. But I would certainly not suggest adding that workout or trying to make it up or doing, double the amount of miles the next day, or you're on your next run a couple days later. There's a reason why you've got the training plan, and so adding unnecessary physical stress can also add mental stress, which then can lead to injury or other factors. So be careful when you're adjusting and moving your workouts around. A third solution is applicable if life happens to the point where you can still perhaps get some of your workout in. So if you had an hour and a half, on the trainer, and you have only time for 30 minutes, do the 30 minutes. If you're supposed to do a 5 or 6 mile run, you only have time for 2 or 3, guess what? Do the 2 or 3 miles. It'll still be good for you as far as mental health, especially with the running, the ligaments, the tendons. Rather than having a total day off, you can get a couple miles in so your body's adjusting to those and then can recover from it. There is always benefit to doing part of the workout if it's a matter of just missing it because of life happening. So something is always better than nothing. I repeat, something is always better than nothing. But what you can't do when you're running the 2 or 3 miles and you're supposed to do 5 is think about how you should have ran 5 the whole time and how you're beating yourself up because you're only getting in 2 and now your race is going to be slower and now you're going to do terrible and just because you missed these 3 miles you're not going to have your personal best. Nonsense. Not true. Enjoy the run. Be thankful that you're still out there for those couple of miles and move on to the next day's workout. To sum up, you will not lose fitness if you miss a day of training, and do not mentally beat yourself up for missing a day of training because life happens. I hope that video was helpful for you. If you're interested in coaching, email me now at ewjtry@gmail.com for your free consultation. And until next week, I will see you on the trails. Unless life happens, and I won't, and that's okay.